Mobile Legends BangBang World Championship M2 is finally underway, and day one of the group stage has been nothing short of spectacular. We started M2 with a brawl between Omega Esports of the Philippines and Toda, the champion of MPL Malaysia Singapore Season 6.
There's a flicker spent, and he was still alive! In mid, Kenji gets caught out. Oh, he hooks him in! He hooks him in! They despair! They're wailing on the base. That's one man defending, and it's not enough.
Nice one!
Next up in Group A is Unique Devo taking on the Burmese Ghouls at the Land of Dawn.
This is looking big. D with a big attack coming in with the ult as well. Gets quite a lot, but not enough to secure those kills. Harith as well jumps in pretty deep. BDD. One shot gets absolutely destroyed by Lancelot, and the rest of the team is just going to walk and end this game.
Can Toda claw back a win in Group B, or will Impunity KH capitalize on their recent defeat?
And there's the jump out. There's the fatal links. Hakurai gets destroyed in his own base. And Seo Abbey is just panicking. It's gonna be a wipeout, ladies and gentlemen.
Representing Singapore, RSG starts their M2 debut against the Russian invasion.
Sunset Lover is the target here for KZP. But there is a diversion. They go in. Roger goes wild.
Y4 buying some time for him. That Blood Oath, he isn't going down. 4 people. They can't get rid of LY4.
Nice!
With Impunity KH in their way, will Omega Esports get their wish of staying atop at Group B?
Ajizi coming in from the back, charging up the arrow. He takes down one. He gets another. In tandem. Oh! They're pushing it back in. What a combo! Implosion, encircling eagle.
Can they secure that wipeout? They will just end the game.
And for the last game of day one, who will be progressing to the upper brackets of the playoffs? Burmese Ghouls or RSG?
He's come on towards Kim, however, he gets stunned in the process, he gets taken out, but the rest of the squad can't seem to make this happen. Even Sync himself using his ultimate was not enough. KZP once again, moving forward, D finding a huge pick off there. That was so good, it's a triple kill. Woo!
And now, are you ready for day 2 of M2 World Championship? Join the fight.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Mobile Legends BangBang M2 World Championships 2020, powered by Moonton.
This is all supported, by the way, by the Singapore Tourism Board. Going from zero to hero is made possible in Singapore. Follow Singapore Tourism Board's official Instagram account at visit_Singapore, and don't forget the hashtag #PassionMadePossible to share your fondest memories of Singapore.
And not forgetting Skoga, an NTUC U Associate campaigning championing esports. Man, whew, I really had that one stuck in my throat.
Close.
Esport talents and careers in Singapore since 2008. And that's not all. We would like to thank our partners in esports: IMDA, Secret Lab, Toomey, SUTL, Singtel, MeWatch, Cathay Cinema, and Razer, our official gaming gear of M2, for making this possible.
It's going to be a long day once more. 6 matches coming at us. And by the way, at your service, my name is Leo, joined here by Gideon. And it's going to be groups C and D being served up to you guys for your pleasure once more. We've got 12 teams, 9 countries, all for the glory of being called the M2 World Champion. And of course, there's a $300,000 prize pool.
Yeah, no big deal. It's all about that prestige. But just in case you guys forgot what exactly is going on, here and check out the format.
January 2021, in the midst of this pandemic, Mobile Legends BangBang M2 World Championship 2020 reemerges. 12 teams from 9 countries will come together and enter 3 stages in their journey to be crowned the best team in the world. First up, they'll enter Phase 1 of the group stage. These teams will be divided into 4 groups of 3, and they'll play best of 3s in a round-robin format. In Group A, we have Burmese Ghouls, RSG, Unique Devu. In Group B, we have Todak, Omega Esports, and Impunity KH. In Group C, we have Bren Esports, Alter Ego Esports, and 10 Second Gaming Frost. And in Group D, we have RRQ Hoshi, Evos SG, and DreamMax. Winning a best-of-3 match will earn them 1 point. The top 1 of each group will proceed directly to the upper bracket of the playoffs. Second and third place teams will proceed to Phase 2 of the group stage. In the event of a tiebreaker, the tied teams will be ranked by their game points. Teams will be given 1 point for winning a game and deducted 1 point for losing a game. If tied teams have equal amounts of game points, teams will be ranked by head-to-head record. If multiple teams are tied and unable to determine the winner, an additional best-of-1 will be held with all the teams involved. At Phase 2, 8 teams will play a total of 4 matches. Second place from Group A will play against third placing from Group C. Third placing from Group A will play against second placing from Group C. Second placing from Group B will play against third placing from Group D. Last but not least, third placing from Group B will play against second placing from Group D. Only the 4 winning teams will proceed to the lower bracket of the playoffs, while the 4 losing teams will be eliminated from the tournament. At the playoffs, 4 teams from Phase 1 will play in the upper brackets, while the other 4 teams qualifying from Phase 2 will play in the lower brackets. All matches will be played in a best-of-3 format, except for 2 semifinal matches to be played in best-of-5 and the grand finals of best-of-7. Who will make it to the end to lift the trophy and bring honor to their country? We'll find out at Mobile Legends BangBang M2 World Championship 2020. Join the fight.
Now that we've caught you guys back up to speed here, just in case you're joining here for day 2, day 1, an absolute banger of a day. Some of the hottest games we've seen thus far, but I think day 2 has more in store for us.
I don't know, man. Day 1, it's going to be hard to top. You've got Alucards popping up. You've got Matilda with a 100% win rate, by the way. And, of course, you have already 2 confirmed upper bracket slots in the playoffs.
Absolutely. And now we need to figure out who the next 2 are going to be. And that's what we're going to be deciding here today. I mean, again, another Filipino team is going to be here, and I know you're really excited about this, Leo.
Hey, don't put me on the spot. I'm trying to be a good broadcaster. By the way, up next, it's going to be the first matchup. Stay with us. It's just a matter of time before we start introducing the players and get into the ban and pick. But yes, it's going to be 10 Seconds Gaming Frost from Japan facing off against Alter Ego from Indonesia, who, by the way, was the big baddie, the champion from the MPLI.
Absolutely. Now, let's look at today's schedule to give you guys a better recap and a better idea of what's going to be happening here today at the group stages here. First of all, we're going to be starting off with, once again, Alter Ego versus 10 Second Gaming Frost, followed up by Evos SG versus DreamMax from Brazil, Bren Esports, and 10 Second Gaming Frost.
Wow. I love how the first 3 matches really just set the pace. And then here comes the Season 6 champion from Indonesia.
Oh, boy.
RRQ facing off against the boys from Brazil. It's a DMX once more. There's so much for these guys to prove, right? They flew halfway across the world, and here they are facing off against the King of Kings, RRQ. Brain Esports going up against AE as well. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are looking out for this. And of course, we're closing up strong. RRQ versus the hometown heroes, Evos SG.
Oh my goodness, Leo, I don't know what to say. I mean, I thought day 1 was pretty exciting with the number of picks here, but again, it's just absolute bangers of games towards the end. Bren versus AE, RRQ versus Evos. Oh, those are going to be the highlights by the end.
I am just raring to go. The draft can't begin soon enough because if yesterday was any indication, if anything were to be proven, if Group A and B had those interesting picks, I'm pretty sure Group C and D are also packing some heat.
Yeah, it's scary, but I think it's time we can actually talk about some of the teams that are coming from outside of our MPL regions, and that's going to be 10 Second Gaming Frost, who used to be known as 10 Second Gaming, but combined forces inside Japan to create this super team. And I mean, mean, we saw them in M1. They were looking real good. Nobody saw them coming. They blindsided a lot of these teams.
Yep, also known as 10-Second Gaming Plus from M1. We have 2 returning competitors in their lineups. But right now, let's introduce the first 5 coming in from Alter Ego. As we said, the big baddie, the big boss of the MPL regions, as it is, right? You have Yam, Leo Murphy, Udil, Sellyboy, and Pai. I know you guys are wondering, where's Ahmad?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, don't worry about it. These guys are so flexible. They can interchange their players. They've got some of the best of the best from their region. Individually, it is just a real sexy team. But as we are moving on here, we want to have a look at 10-Second Gaming Frost. I mean, those boys themselves, they are studs in their own right. We've got Obuyan, Sheena, Svenja, Papa, as well as Koro. These guys, again, I don't know what to expect from them because they blindsided everybody in M1. I'm ready for them to do it once more. Or has, you know, everybody else kind of retained that sort of preemptive measures, taken the precautions, done their homework to make sure they won't get blindsided this time around.
Yep, looking back in the recent history of once more the very first World Championship, it's Obuyan and Papa coming back. All right, so they were at M1, now they're coming back in M2. There's definitely some experience underneath their belt, some wisdom, and now they're sharing that with the rest of the squad. And if I may say, I actually saw one of their scrims, right? Doing some research during our quarantine here in Singapore. What else can you do, right? Just get some Mobile Legends BangBang replays in and try to get to know the teams a little better. And I must say, their metagame is on point. They know what to draft, they know how to do it, and they can finish quick.
Ooh, that's really good to hear, especially for, you know, teams from outside the MPL region. The biggest question is, mechanics, they probably got, it's assumed that they've had it at that point of time that they could reach the highest level, but the meta is so important, and if you're behind, it bites you back right at the beginning of the game, right at the draft.
Yep, and that's going to be coming up in just a bit. I know. Don't hold your breath, though. A minute and 20 seconds is still quite a bit, so we can still just take a break, relax, breathe, and of course remind you guys about the in-game event happening right now.
Yes, they're in-game, complete the task, and predict the champions to win M2 coins. And with these M2 coins, you can exchange them from M2 exclusive rewards, including, but not only, the M2 special avatar border, the M2 exclusive skin, the M2 battle emote, the M2 sacred statue, and last but not least, the M2 exclusive skin, Clint, the Shadow Omen skin, that can be gained directly for 199 diamonds.
I did not blink when I saw that. All right, I want it. It's just, I don't know, man. Playing Clint with the skin is just like,
It's definitely a flex. And don't forget, you can get it. You can get it. You know, you don't have to get it today. You have until the 24th of January to claim it for yourself.
Yeah, but don't forget, again, just till the 24th, because I'm pretty sure the action here at M2 is going to be just escalating, and you might forget, so might as well do it now.
It's going to be fire. It's going to be fire. We've got 15 more seconds on the clock before he hits to the draft. Are you expecting, you know, any kind of surprises during the draft itself, Leo?
To be honest, not in Game 1. I think if there's anything that teams can catch us off guard with, you know, coming out of left field, some curveballs, I'd say that comes in Game 2. And knowing a team like Alter Ego, we have seen and we have proven that they are able to flex. They're able to like move around their draft, put a mage in the gold lane, and if anything, I expect them to do early picks like Cho and Harley because they want to open up their draft. They want to let the opponents read into them first. And lo and behold, here we go.
Speaking of which, let's get right into it with 10-Second Gaming Frost on the blue side and Alter Ego on the red. And starting off really strong, Jawhead, Esmeralda for 10 seconds, as well as Brody and Natalia for Alter Ego.
Natalia banned a whopping 12 times yesterday with 2 picks coming through. Pretty much similar to Matilda. Also has a 100% win rate. The 2 times that she actually came out.
Absolutely. But, you know, 10 seconds, the fact that they banned out the Jawhead, they want to get rid of that flexibility of that first pick, which means priority picks are still on the table. Esmeralda has been taken off. Selena is still up for grabs as well.
Speaking of Selena, there's another one joining her in those ranks, and I'm talking about Benedetta. If Benedetta don't get banned right here by Alter Ego, best believe she's showing up in that first phase. She has to. That's just how this hero works. She's great as a jungler. She's great in the side lane, and dare I say, she can even work as a support.
Yeah, exactly. She has so much flexibility, and the numbers just add on to what makes her so powerful. But Alter Ego, they can make a decision here because they are on the red side of the draft. They're going to get 2 picks. They might not get the first one. Sure, take the Benedetta. We're going to have 2 priority picks of our own, maybe to look for a counter pick, maybe to be able to stop them. But Alter Ego going to stop them right in their tracks. No Benedetta for anybody.
I love the respect that Alter Ego is putting on the table here. They're saying, all right, you guys flew out all the way from Japan. We understand the discipline and the skill and the talent required to be able to compete at this level. So we will, without the benefit of the doubt, respect that you guys can put additional numbers on this Benedetta, by the way, which has a 93% contest rate, but a 71% win rate. It was picked 10 times yesterday. Ladies and gentlemen, over 14 games, Benedetta was in 10 of those.
Oh boy.
That's a lot of final blows. That's a lot of electos. That's a lot of dashes, a lot of parries.
It's pretty crazy that, you know, Benedetta has been, you know, getting through more often than not. And the same can be said, like, you shouldn't be letting these Brodies through almost ever. But coming into the last 10 seconds here, Alter Ego need to make some decisions. Lapu Lapu and as well as Yi Shin Shin, very solid picks in their own right, and they can hold on to their own, especially since Benedetta has been taken off the table.
There's nothing new here, ladies and gentlemen. Again, since it is 10-second Gaming Frost on the play, they pick up on Alter Ego's tendencies. Like, this is what Alter Ego does. Like, they open up the draft and they get heroes that are safe. And here we go already, showing a little bit of teeth. They grab the Bruno, which we know some regions prefer to just throw into the jungle. And this is already just showing their cards. They're putting it on the table, hot on our sleeves. They're saying, all right, if you can't go through the Tigreal, best believe Sheena is going to end up buff.
Yeah, and I think, you know, this also kind of shows what kind of the direction the composition is going to be. As a tank support has been shown, which definitely means that Cho is going into that off lane. However, the similarities between all three, very early game oriented, and that Sacred Hammer, if he can get some really good picks in the early stages of the game, Bruno will run them down.
And the scaling, let's not forget about the scaling. Late game, Wave of the World, able to just decimate lineups, and I think Alter Ego understands this, so they go for some mobility. They go for the very, very diverse and how do you say, it's a finesse kind of hero, right? You have Luo Yi with a diversion, and early on you have these rotations. She hurts. She's like a truck.
Absolutely, but more importantly, she also has a lot of damage in the early stages of the game. That level 1, oh, you're coming into my purple buff, you're gonna steal away, no problem. Luo Yi, stack together. Let me smash all of you in one fell swoop. Now, looking at the second phase of the draft, it's going to be the Akai coming in from 10 seconds, while Alter Ego get rid of the Raphaelia. Again, very good research coming in from Alter Ego.
They understand that with the Rafaela, the assault or the switch from Sheena just going from farming to now going for the neck, the throat, it happens very quickly with the Rafaela. So I think Alter Ego wants to stop that. They want to make sure that Selly Boy is ready when it does happen. So you take out the Rafaela, that's going to be the mid. I wonder what else Alter Ego is going to choke out. I guess if they are of a one-track mind, like, they should just, again, nip it at the bud. Just get another solid mid laner. Farsa's okay, like, that would be great. Chang'e, oh, there's a Selena.
There's the Selena. It's interesting because, you know, differentiating it from day one itself, Selena was basically always taken out within the first phase of the game, if not 100% pick ban. Alter Ego waiting all the way to the end, knowing that 10-second Gaming Frost could have picked it, they were absolutely okay. If you do decide to take the Selena, we can handle it. But now, all right, you've shown your cards. Let's just get rid of it. It's fine. What else do you want to pick? What other situational picks do you want to lock down on us?
Ooh, I think 10-second Gaming Frost could go ahead and take out the tanks. What's left? You got the Hilda. You have the Baksha. Akai already taken out. Again, arguably, I think one of the best tanks right now in the game. By the way, let's take a look back at Selena. Banned 10 times out of 14 yesterday. So there you go. They're taking out an EXP laner. I wonder why. Are they thinking that Alter Ego might go hard into the 1-3-1? Much like a couple of teams yesterday, Todak, to be specific, just kept pushing that 1-3-1. So I'm guessing 10-second Gaming Frost wants to avoid that. They want to make sure that their side lanes are okay, that their side lanes can push it. So yeah, looking at Alter Ego now, they need to give Leo Murphy a good hero.
Yeah, and I mean, he's got a number of options here. I do think that 10 Seconds Gaming is opting to go for a Thamos at some point. Alter Ego could look to steal it away very early on and say, hey, show us your cards. We still have the final pick. If we need a counter pick, we have that in our back pocket. So they just need to take their time with their draft here.
I wonder if it's the tank that's going to be the counter or going to be the gold laner. Oh.
This is really nice. 2 birds with 1 stone.
I know what's happening. This is it. This is going to be the tank Sylvana, and it works great. You have the tank Sylvana when you hit people with the Imperial
Justice.
There you go, the Imperial Justice. You're able to pop them with the burst from Lapu Lapu. You're able to hit them with the rotations. And 10 Second Gaming Frost. Ooh, here's a nice Renaissance. I love it. The Renaissance pick, that is the Kaja.
Yeah, we saw a couple of Kajas yesterday in itself. It was a little over redundant as well because we did see it coming in from Unique Devo, and they would stack it up with the Jawheads.
Exactly.
Having some really hard lockdown. It can be very, very powerful here. But now it's going to be Papa's last pick, and it's going to be the Chang'e. Now they've got that magic damage. They have technically 2 supports walking around with them, which I find rather interesting, and they're expecting the Bruno to kind of hold on his own against some of these side laners.
Right. Good amount of guesswork that Alter Ego Esports has to do here. I mean, even I have to consider, is Sheena going to go straight into the jungle? Is Sheena going to spend some time in the gold lane? Or is this going to be the more orthodox Chang'e gold lane, and then you put the Kaja in mid? But for now, Alter Ego Esports, they have to figure out who goes into the gold lane. We need one more. I'm guessing... not good to go 1-1 because again you have the solid lockdown from the Cho, you have the solid push, the pull from the Divine Judgment of Kaja, and there you go. It's gonna be a side lane Alice.
Absolutely. Okay, so now they've got an offlaner who can just act as that sponge for the teams. Like, I don't mind you push my lane and get a little bit of that barrier gold. I don't really care. I just want to collect my orbs, clear the waves, collect my orbs, and just wait until you don't see it coming and catch you right off guard with the flowing blood and the blood oded in your back line. So this is going to be a pretty interesting game here as we're going to go in, and we're going to have to wait and see to finalize what 10 seconds is trying to do in terms of lane not lane priority, but lane distribution.
Yep. And again, that's a great strength. You have a team that's as smart and as talented as Alter Ego Esports on their toes. You're already winning. You're already halfway there, and you just have to come through. You have to execute. I wonder how, though, because as crazy as the laning might be, it's a very honest lineup. You know exactly what they're doing.
It's linear. It's very straightforward. You don't expect them to do anything too out of the ordinary. You know what is to come. But a little bit of speculation here. I'm going to guess a couple of things. Number one, gold laner. The gold laner is probably going to be, if anything, it's going to either be the Bruno or maybe, arguably, even the Kaja. Those are the 1 or 2 sides that I would assume. I don't think Chang'e will go into the off lane. I think she needs that wave clear for the mid lane more often than not. And it looks like, oh no, it's going to be Marksman in the middle. 2 supports to back them up. And welcome to the Land of the Dawn. This is 10 Seconds Gaming Frost versus Alter Ego. Game 1 to start off the day.
I love it. Leo Murphy starting strong with the Alter Ego emote. What else do you do, right? What else do you do? The first match of the day.
Oh.
And I think we just have to hold on for just a little bit. Now, at least this gives us some time to understand and comprehend what's going on, all right? So I understand what you're saying, that you don't want to put the Chang'e in the gold lane. But the reason why you put the Chang'e in the gold lane is because she's able to really just build up and get to the point wherein she can clear that wave and rotate really quickly.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think they are pretty interchangeable pieces overall. And I do think that, a large part of it is due to, oh, Alice is here now. You have this Bruno pick. You want to bully your opponent. And I think that was the major idea until the Alice did show, and now it's like you're kind of guessing, and you don't want Bruno to be in the EXP lane, because then he's just going to get ahead, but he's not really going to get a lot of gold, so it's counterintuitive. Send him back into the mid lane, throw Chang'e over into the gold lane, and again, it's a lot easier to play compared to, instead of harass, I can harass you under the turret, I don't have to put myself in any risk. If I get hit by a flowing blood, I'm at no risk of dying at all. Just pop the shield, run away.
Yep, and we have seen Chang'e's get away with so much.
A little too much, honestly.
Yeah, a little too much. Like, okay, you have the speed up, but also you have what I like to call the meteor shower delta, right? It's essentially just you running away and popping your ult like, it's either you die or you get the kill and you clutch it. It's most likely the former, right? So that's exactly why we put Chango in the gold lane. And I guess we didn't see it in the draft, but I expected this much, that you would give the Bruno a retribution. A team with no retribution is just way too risky. I think that's just as risky as a 3-2 setup, like what we've seen yesterday, wherein you have 3 frontliners and just 2 damage dealers that are just as thin as paper. But right now, back into the match. What else can we reckon from here? Ooh, Sevnia.
I mean, he did get a Sacred Hammer. It's not going to matter too much, especially since it's only level 1. They didn't go for any crazy invades, but now Koro, and this is going to be a very important lane here because Koro has to do a really good job against Pai by himself. And I would expect Alter Ego to take full advantage of rotating towards the Chang'e lane because she's a lot easier to catch in comparison to someone like the Cho who's got that Shinpo.
I like what we're seeing right now. A minute in and already 10-second gaming, Frost, very own Papa, already going for the rotation. As soon as he got that level 2, as soon as he got the speed up, he's visiting mid. They're putting pressure and they're letting Sheena here just get the most of his farm. So they want to protect at least their half of the map. Something I want to note down bottom is Pai here as the Lapu Lapu. He doesn't have any stacks yet on his Festival of Blood, obviously, but oh, look at this, 70 is in trouble.
Yeah, 70 is taking a little bit of damage here, and just looking at the battle spells, we see no executes from the side of Alter Ego. So honestly, they go aggressive, it's fine, but they don't want to trade kills back, and especially when you don't have an execute to get that quick pop, then all right, no worries. We'll get you later. We'll get you later.
And you know, back to the point again. Pai here with the Festival of Blood on the Lapu Lapu. I give the advantage to him. Up until I saw that Koro had high and dry. Very rarely do we see Cho with high and dry these days because we mostly see tank Chos now. And now this Cho with the high and dry, I'm liking it because as long as nobody rotates into that lane, Koro has the damage advantage.
Now, here's where it gets a little bit risky here. The rotation just to cut off anybody from walking into the jungle side. Turtle, it's important. Obuya, he's going to take a little bit of damage here, but Yam is already there to zone them off. Turtle has been taken away, but again, 10-second Gaming Frost have no real entry point. The Meteor Shower coming onto Yam, chunks him out, but not enough to kill him just yet. Udil takes a little bit of damage, but again, as you can see, Lo Yi has so powerful abilities with the rotation, with the dispersion as well in the earlier stages of the game. Big damage.
And this is Udil with the magic worship. It's, ooh, look at this, Sheena. This is what I'm talking about. There's so much effort involved in 10-second Gaming Frost protecting their own side of the jungle. And that's only if Alter Ego Esports rotates. And that was until I saw that Selly Boy hitting level 4. So Mountain Shockers into your own jungle, you run the risk of, if Retribution's not online, if it's off of cooldown, then you run the risk of losing your purple, you run the risk of losing your orange, and
Imperial Justice as well. He can't get out of there. He already used his Shunpo. A single micro mistake costed him his life.
Oh, I love the micro decision making here. Pai was all like, yo, burned flicker, jump in.
So good. It's so good. But this also allows Alter Ego to kind of disperse because Lo Yi is doing a really good job just continuously pushing the mid lane, allowing the supports to kind of roam around, and they can start taking advantage of these weaker side lanes by cutting their waves, start invading their jungle, start pushing ahead in gold.
I like what Udil here has done as well. Hold up, big fight in mid.
Imperial Justice on Koro once more, and this time he can't really get out of this. Yam is able to lock him down. Papa looking for some return kills. Yam quickly flickering on out of there because Venya getting right on top. Rotation cutting off one. Pai trying to get another. He jumps on in. The Divine Justice ain't enough. It's going to be 3 dead, and Pai can't seem to get out of here. Finally, a return kill. 3 for 2, but at what cost?
I think I was relatively safe for 10-second Gaming Frost. Like, they knew that if we did not pick this fight, if we just let go of these 2 for none, instead of going for the 3 for 2, then they would have lost the turret, possibly, and they just would have given it up. So I think that was the necessary evil. And if anything, I think 10-second Gaming Frost won out in the end because Sheena didn't fall at all.
I mean, true, Sheena didn't fall, but you have to admit, in terms of gold, at least Alter Ego are trading upwards. And you've already created this slight disparity of gold, which is absolutely fine. But then again, Imperial Justice landing on top of the rotations. Svenya is going to be pushing it out. Implosion doesn't connect. Real good moves coming out of Leo Murphy.
So far, all of Sevnia's implosions have been reactive. So I'm looking forward to seeing this Tigreal do a little better. Do note, he also has the tenacity. So this is a little bit of an old school Tigreal. This is Tigreal that just wants to stay alive. We're used to seeing tanks these days rock, concussive blast to be able to clear ways faster. And hold up, here we go. Pai has lethal intentions from the back.
Yeah, oh, Koro! He tries to flicker out of the way, but he honestly had no real option there, especially when Sully Boy had cut off his back line. And now they're going to start invading for the Soul of Lava. Can they even contest? It's going to be a 3v3 situation with their fourth just whacking away at the turret single-handedly to get ahead in that gold and breaks the turret on top of everything. Alter Ego right now dominating the bottom side of the jungle.
Oh, wow. So you take the turret, you take the orange. What else? This is a nightmare for 10-second Gaming. Frost, we're not even 6 minutes in. There's the Mountain Shocker to check where everyone is, and they relatively get away with it with impunity. And Leo Murphy once more flexing, going for the spiral strangling, but pulls it off just in time. Must note, ladies and gentlemen, why are we seeing Imperial Justice so often? Check out Leo Murphy's emblem. That's going to be pull yourself together, which lowers the cooldown on your ult, and of course, your death timers. And so far, he's been going in pretty safe.
Yeah, and especially with such a key ability like Imperial Justice, having it off of cooldown is going to be more relevant in this game. But more importantly so, we've got 45 more seconds until Turtle's going to be back up, but they're not stopping Pai down onside the bot side. Oh wait, Divine Justice landing onto Yam here, securing that kill, helping Sheena get ahead. However, they're losing pressure all across the map.
That's a lot of pressure that's being placed onto Alter Ego Esports because of the Kaja. But I think at this point, man, I figured out. They have overloaded 10-second Gaming Frost because Udil has Purify. So, save for the Divine Judgment by Kaja, everything else can be purified. So, it's just a matter of picking the lesser evil for 10-second Gaming Frost. And now, it might be Leo Murphy paying the price. Ooh, nice use of the Imperial Justice, but here comes the diversion.
Oh, the diversion was so good, and they really stayed there, overstayed their welcome, while Alter Ego just hiding in the brush, taking their time and catching them off of surprise. And you know, more teams are taking full advantage of this dispersion. Like when Loi first came out, everyone was kind of really clunky with the dispersion, but now it is looking real clean and a powerful tool.
I like it. That was basically a rope-a-dope in Mobile Legends. That's what that was.
Wow. I wish the camera could see my face. They're just like, oh yeah, that's absolutely right.
And then Leo Murphy got away with it. He was like, check this out. Hello, I'm alone. JK, lol. That's exactly what happened. And I think he pulled a sticker too, so essentially he's tilting 10-second Gaming Frost.
I mean, Alter Ego doing a really good job here, and I think 10 seconds just aren't expecting this kind of pressure as Alter Ego continuously making moves effectively and efficiently. 10-second Gaming, good decision, don't go through the jungle, little dangerous there. Svenja is going to be able to take a little bit of that damage. It's going to be A-okay, but Alter Ego, the 3-2 setup, 3 on top side, 2 on bottom, just forcing 10-second Gaming apart.
We're slowly approaching here the mid-game, right? And I'd like to say that Alter Ego Esports is slowly putting 10-second Gaming Frost into no man's land. What is no man's land? That's essentially when you're early to mid and you're already like 5k gold ahead. That definitely just buries your opponent in value, and it makes sure that at least your core has like 1 or 2 items ahead. But hold up, what was that?
Oh my goodness, it was just a beautiful pick coming out of Alter Ego. They are just waiting for 10-second Gaming Frost to overstay their welcome, walk up a little too close to the rush before collapsing on top of them. Wait a minute, a full fight. Leo Murphy trying to get out, but Obuya gets caught out instead with the help of Selly Boy as well as Yam. They are going in with a blood on. Hold on, Sacred Hammer finding another retribution kill. Pai will get out of there A-okay. It's a 3-for-1 trade. Wait, 3 for 2, come on. Oh no, the meteor shower just timed out.
That's what I love about Lapu Lapu. Like, he should have been punished at least twice in that whole 10-second window. But the fact that it's on such a talented player like Pai, and of course the fact that this hero, I put him again, I talked about this yesterday, I put Lapu Lapu in this bunch of heroes alongside Lancelot and Benedetta, wherein the only difference between them is Lancelot deals more damage, he's a little more mobile, Benedetta has more utility, Lapu Lapu, he has the AoE and the shields.
It's so good. It's so good. And I think, you know, a lot of teams have been eyeing it ever since MPLI, but coming into this Lord push here, Alter Ego just putting 10-second Gaming Frost into this chokehold where every single move they make, it's just going to get deeper and deeper into that neck.
About what, 6-7 minutes? They're already taking their oranges and purples. Right now, what? A quick no-blink Lord take. And what's next? After this, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, First Lord enhances the siege minions. So already the choke that Alter Ego has put on the 10-second Gaming Frost is just gonna get worse. They're gonna be able to leave waves cleared and just move on to clearing the rest of the map. And a quick item check here. Selly Boy is building up to his, I believe, 4th core after the boots. And on the other end, we're looking at Sheena. Not a good look for Sheena.
Not a good look at all. And I mean, oh boy, Alter Ego. I mean, Selly Boy has been accredited in MPL Indonesia naturally as being a fairly, I wouldn't even say fairly, an unfairly player, because he is just so quick on the farm. He is so efficient and so mechanically gifted. He is literally 14K compared to this entire team. He nearly doubles their value single-handedly.
Ooh. So looking at the numbers here and looking at the essentially the way the map looks, Lord just marks it a little closer.
Okay, that's fine. That's actually better for 10 seconds gaming, so they can hit it a little bit more safely. Lord is going to go down, and you know, Alter Ego, they're totally fine with this. They're 11K ahead. The Luminous Lord will start spawning. In a little bit, and in the meantime, they're going to start cracking open. Oh no, but they're going to start immediately with a fight. The Imperial Justice coming on through. They trade 2 for 1 now, as Sunny Boy needs to start pulling back. He does have the killing spree, but he can't be the first person to go in. Yam just waiting for another opportunity to jump on through. Leo Murphy has to just bite the bullet on that one. However, his death netted 2 inhibitor turrets and 2 deaths for the side of 10-second Gaming Frost.
Oh, this is looking dire for 10-second Gaming Frost. 3 defenders. If Alter Ego Esports wanted to, they can force this, and here's another fight.
Speaking, I mean, you got it right on the dot. Force it, they did, and they did an amazing job as they look to end this game. Oh boy, as the rest of 10-second Gaming Frost is coming out of their base, they need to start pushing them out right here, right now. Svenja getting hit by that rotation, and now Alter Ego, they've done their damage. They're getting on out of there.
If this was anything but a Chango and Papa, this would be a nightmare. This would just be over since that second forced fight. So I think 10-second Gaming Frost, they have some hope here, but hold up. Pai goes in.
Yep, he gets hit by the Divine Justice. Yam comes in just behind, forcing the Winter Truncheon. This might be a little bit of a mistake and a little bit of an overextension from Alter Ego as the rest of 10-second Gaming Frost looking at the looking point. Selly Boy all by himself. He needs to make it through. The killing spree gives him a little bit of help, but not enough to stop this game. Udil looking to end it. Koro as well. What a fight this has been. It's a 1v1 between Udil as well as Koro, but it's not enough. Udil has way too much damage, and he will single-handedly make sure he dominates his opponents and secures this game. That's GG. Well played to Alter Ego.
Wow, as long-winded as that end game took, apparently Alter Ego figured it out anyways. Again, they only needed to force one fight and allow 10-second Gaming to believe it was going to be all right.
That was... wow, I don't even really know what to say about that, because this was just a very clean play, overall clean play coming out of Alter Ego. And as I mentioned before, the perfect way to describe it is just like a chokehold. Every single time you start struggling, the elbow just gets deeper and deeper around your neck, and you just start choking out.
And again, it's a choke that comes in at the perfect time. What was that? 5 or 6 minutes, and Sheena wasn't even getting a taste of his own buff.
Oh my goodness. I'm sure Wolf is going to tell us a lot more, but before we get into that, we've got to mention about Toomey here, something that a lot of these players are going to be bringing to make sure they can protect their valuables here, and also Toomey being the partner in esports for M2. So as the journey to becoming the champions in M2, it's going to be long, hard, and arduous. It's going to take a lot of damage, but Toomey has perfected with the latest Toomey luggage and backpack. You can bring your gear anywhere with you safely without worry. Be sure to check out toomey.com/esports to perfect your own journey and enjoy the M2 competition.
An established distributor of many well-loved consumer brands in Asia, we would like to say thank you to SUTL Group. And of course, they are a proud 2021 MLBB partner in esports for Fiji Water, Ike Chong's ITS Cups, and Mountain Dew. To find out more, visit www.sutl.com.
And last but not least, it's been nothing but amazing. It's just a great beginning game, you know? It gets your blood pumping. When you get your blood pumping, we want to reward you guys. So keep your eyes and ears out, because our official gaming partners, peripherals here, is going to be Razer, and they have plenty of stuff to give away. The Razer Black Shark V2 is up for grabs, so keep your eyes and ears for that. And all you got to do is leave a comment in the chat with the hashtag oh boy, that's probably Razer Kishi.
Yep.
Man, I was thinking how to pronounce that without me sounding real dumb there. But yes, hashtag Razor Kishi. Put that down in chat and you have a great opportunity to win yourself some sweet peripherals.
Yep, and ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I think it's time for our analyst to break things down.
Let's throw it over to our lone wolf. Wolf, analyst, take it away.
I think this is one of those games where you put it in a textbook and it describes perfectly well how to execute a Yi Sin-shin draft. Let alone, I would say this could be called something like a mid-range composition. It's not too aggressive, it's not too late game based, it's not too passive, it's quite in the middle. And I think that there are elements of poke strats in there that Alter Ego were able to make. And also, I think that they have mastered how to counter or how to answer 10 seconds gaming, because honestly I would tell you this was a draft that 10 Seconds Gaming Frost have been using even in their pub matches. My name is Wolf, your analyst. Let's look at the items first, and maybe a little bit into the hero composition of Alter Ego Esports and how they were able to match up against 10 Seconds Gaming Frost. Do take note that this is a lineup that 10 Seconds Gaming Frost have done even in their pub matches. Even if you search from their VODs, you will see them put in the Bruno as well as the Kaja. Now, Alter Ego Esports, what they did was to be aggressive. This is actually a very standard way for them to deal with this. I also love the fact that Udil went in for the Magic Pen boots instead of something more passive. He wanted to go for damage because he knows that there's not much of tank ability coming out from 10 Seconds Gaming Frost through the Tiger as well as the Kaja because of their mixture of magic and physical damage. In fact, this massive penetration type of composition from Alter Ego Esports made a lot of sense. Do take note that Sylvana reduces the defenses of whoever she hits, and if you combo it up with a massive damage output hero like the Yi Sin-shin as well as the Lu Yi, it's just way too perfect. Now, Alter Ego Esports, I said that it was a mid-range kind of composition, or at least kind of in the middle of being aggressive and passive, because what they did was to not only poke their enemy heroes, but also poke into big objectives, like your turrets, like your turtles. I think that the Lord and Turtle area control of Alter Ego Esports was just phenomenal. Oh my goodness. I wonder who the MVP is, because I think that this was probably a team effort from Alter Ego Esports, as cliche as it can get, but Udil with that last play, and I think that you'll remember that for the rest of your life. One of the best Lu Yi players in the world, and absolutely one of the best Lu Yi performances in the entirety of this tournament so far. Now, looking at his item choices, do take note that he went in for Durance after the Talisman because he knows that he should be the one to supply that anti-regeneration from his opponents. But not only that, this is a standard play for all of Lu Yi players. Sometimes Lu Yi players tend to go for defensive plays, like going for the Winter Truncheon, but Udil says, okay, I can be aggressive this time because of how much they were able to lead. Do take note, this mid-range composition that I'm trying to say once again, it's more tailored on them just trying to get more objectives compared to what 10 Seconds Gaming Frost were able to get. For example, when they try to go for those aggressive plays from Leo Murphy as well as Udil, they make it sure that Yi Sin-shin gets into one part of the map, getting so much jungle creeps or taking the turtle by himself. There was also a time when they were setting up for the Lord take, they were able to just split the map first and then be aggressive on one specific part, and then the Yi Sin-shin still takes on the objectives. As a matter of fact, the Yi Sin-shin, I think, only had one kill in the mid-game and with 4 assists, and that was only off of the Mountain Shocker, which, let's just say, just automatically gives you assists, right? So what I'm trying to point out is that this Yi Sin-shin was utilized in a way that it wasn't built for hero kills, even when it has significant amount of damage against heroes. This was a Yi Sin-shin masterclass because I know for sure that in this meta game, Yi Sin-shin should be played to take objectives. Aggressively put yourself in a position wherein the supports and the mid laners will be aggressive in the map, as well as the side laners just securing their lanes, and your jungling Yi Sin-shin just taking over the jungle and those big objectives. My oh my, so much to say for sure about this this game between Alter Ego and as well as 10 Seconds Gaming Frost, because I'm sure that there's still many things that we needed to talk about. Like for example, the Alice pick against the Chango, which was, I think, was so smart. because it allowed them to have that clear lane sustain kind of hero from the Alice, just to clear out the waves and make sure that that lane is pretty much online at most points of the game for Alter Ego Esports. And they also have the Lapu Lapu, which evidently won against the Cho. This wasn't the first time that 10 Seconds Gaming Frost also deployed the Cho in the side lanes, which is something that most professional teams kind of veer away from. They usually just play the Cho as a tank because it kind of pales in comparison when you just line it up with someone like Lapu Lapu, for example, Thams or Benedetta, for example, because these heroes, they achieve more. I'm sure that Koro on this show tried to go for some of those cheeky plays, like going for flicker forward instead of backwards to stop plays opponents, but Alter Ego Esports saw through it just perfectly well. I think it was he went 0-4 at a certain point in time as the side laner for the team of 10 Seconds Game First, and I think that is quite unbearable for the Japanese squad. Now, I think that if you are looking at 10 Seconds Gaming First, they need to kind of do a little bit of a mix-up, because if you just look up on their previous games, this is probably the same lineup that they are doing. Like the Kaja supported Obion and the Bruno jungler. This is a hero that is better off in the side lanes, but was also played in the jungling role, especially from Indonesia. But hopefully there's something else that 10 Seconds Gaming First can actually do differently. Maybe that is their ticket to at least evening up this series. For an Alter Ego 10 Seconds Gaming First, back to the casters right now.
Thanks, Wolf, and welcome back, everybody. And you know, speaking of back, man, the form of my back has been just getting better and better every single time. And we have to thank our sponsor here. A special thanks, actually, to the award-winning gaming seats engineered for hours of comfort and sitting form. It has to be the one and only Secret Lab. Absolutely love these guys. And you can actually purchase one of these chairs for yourselves, available in the Secret Lab official store in major e-commerces in Singapore, or visit secretlab.co.
Just as well, we would like to thank Singtel, our partner in esports, to unlock a lag-free and ultra-fast gaming experience with Singapore's fastest 5G network. Keep calm and get the edge you need to get on the road to a mythic in MLBB with Singtel, Singapore's fastest 5G network.
You know, speaking of the highest level of gameplay, 10 Seconds Gaming Frost, they had a very cold and calculated line of play, but Alter Ego was managing to outmaneuver them. What should we be expecting in Game 2 itself?
I think it was best described by one line of conversation we had before the game started, right? You did mention, as nice as 10 Second Gaming Frost lineup is, like the damage coverage, the amount of range they had, it was very linear, Gideon. It was very linear. And how perfect is it that you have the foil on the other end? Mm-hmm. There's one lineup that's super linear, the other is just extremely able to adapt. It's extreme. Like I think Wolf mentioned it earlier, how the Chang'e Alice lineup or the Chang'e Alice matchup was a non-starter. Like that's just something that Chang'e doesn't want to deal with, because she would be wasting her ults. And I think that was a Peko on the Chang'e. Mm-hmm. I think Yam was just having a great day. And by the way, good on Yam. Like a lot of people were wondering, yo, is Yam gonna be all right? Will Alter Ego be happy with Yam? Will they go far? And so far, I'm not feeling like I miss Ahmad just yet. Yam is doing great here at M2, and with a hero like Alice, I'm looking forward to what else this young gentleman has under his belt in his arsenal. So I'm just saying, man, if Tennis Gaming want to force a game number 3, what they gotta do here is they have to play a little more loose. They have to show us that it's not just all about protecting Sheena's farm. It's not all just about our side lanes doing good things. It's because this is essentially what happened yesterday to great teams like Todak, is they drafted so linear, they were so forcing the 1-3-1. And in this case, it's an evolution of the 1-3-1 for sure, because you're going to have a dedicated jungler. And right now, thinking about how they could adjust, thinking of what changes they could do, is that, one, change your draft. We did not expect that as early as the Cho came out for Koro, it was going to be just the old school Cho we've seen for like 2 years now.
Absolutely,
just the side lane Cho with the high and dry, as nice as it is to think about once more. But yeah, I think Wolf said it right. Just don't do that. Maybe play something like draft a Harith, draft a Lunux, flex that way so that you have the other team thinking, but just the same, man, who knows what Alter Ego's thinking?
Yeah, I don't know. Alter Ego, like the way they draft is really, really interesting because you already see the first few and you're like, oh, maybe I know where this is going. This is going in this direction. And all of a sudden they start whipping out, wait, this is actually a flex pick. They've turned they've turned a new leaf, and it becomes extremely difficult to handle overall. And I don't know. I do absolutely agree with you with the linear line of play that 10-second Gaming Frost has been playing around, and I do feel like they are playing extremely textbook. However, this is the first game. They might just be warming up. It's pretty early in the morning for a lot of these gamers, and again, these guys have to be on top of their game. So once loosen up those fingers, get the gears turning, a little bit of adaptation. I think 10-second Gaming probably might have a better game too.
Yeah, I'm hoping too, right? Because again, these guys, they flew out all the way from the land of the rising sun. And right here in beautiful Singapore, in Shangri-La, this is where it all comes to a head.
Yeah, let's have a look here. It's going to be Alter Ego Esports versus 10-second Gaming Frost in this game 2, and the draft is going to begin with Alter Ego on the blue side and 10 seconds on the red.
Being on the play, Alter Ego Esports, I give the advantage to them. Well, to be honest, I'd hate to sound so blunt about it, but Alter Ego Esports does better either way, right? Like they're fine having the first pick. They're fine having a 2 solid pick, answering back on the response. But right here in this situation, the big responsibility is on 10 seconds Gaming Frost. I did mention earlier, if they were going to go for flexes, I'd suggest they go for Lunux. I suggest they go for a Harith, even maybe, I don't want to say Luo Yi, but as you can see, like I am subtly and subconsciously targeting Udil. I think you have to start thinking about Udil. Earlier, they were trying to stop Leo Murphy. They were banning against Leo Murphy, and right now I think that's a non-starter. Leo Murphy's just going to do Leo Murphy things, but if there's anyone you want to kind of think about always, like have in the back of your mind, is Udil. He won the first game.
He absolutely won the first game. And now, looking at the current bans, it's going to be the Kaja, the Yishin Shin, the Jawhead coming out from Alter Ego, while 10 seconds are going to be taking away the Brody and Natalia as they deliberate on their third. I really wish they had a cast the cam as you were saying that, because I could literally see you as it was coming out, the gears turning in your head. An absolute sight. Oh boy, a little missed opportunity, but no worries, as the next pick, as the next ban coming out from 10 seconds is going to be the Esmeralda. Very standard. However, Benedetta wide out into the wide out in the open. Selena as well. Alter Ego have a lot of options here. Not to mention Matilda. Ah, well, there we go.
There's another. Okay, so Matilda here is going to have another notch added to her picks, but I wonder if it's another notch added to her win rate. She has an amazing kit, great damage, add some mobility, just all around, like sprinkle of mobility to everyone, given the additional dash she provides for her team, and of course, circling eagle. Gonna save the sound if you all know what I'm talking about for later when it does happen. It just confirms almost a single knockout. It's pretty good. Like comparing it to the likes of a Kaja or a Jawhead, this is a kit that you just cannot skimp out on. I think it's just a matter of time before she just skyrockets in contestation rate. Not that she needs it, not that she needs help with that right now, but I think it's a matter of time before we see her more often in the first half.
I totally agree. And I think, with her early game hit where she can harass people rather safely, generating that shield and generating from her passive, it gets really, really frustrating to deal with. 10 seconds make a great decision, getting the Vendetta as well as getting the Loyi for themselves. At least they're taking it away from Udil, as we've seen absolutely crush it. Absolutely crushing it. Maybe not exactly the most priority of picks, but at the very least, if they decide to go for an early game composition on Alter Ego's side, it's something to reconsider. Loyi does a lot of damage.
Come to think of it, I think there's going to be a natural neutralization between these two mages in mid. Obuyan and Udil, there's so many things that these two guys have to do to confirm either the sweep or game number 3. And right now, again, even I am baffled by sometimes what Alter Ego does. Now, you see, Cho didn't do so well on Koro last game, right? But here's Alter Ego saying, all right, check this out. We're going to pick up the Cho. Y'all wonder now if it's going to be on Pai, if it's going to be on Yam, if it's going to be on Leo Murphy as a tank. But if there's anything I like, I got to say for sure, no doubt, that Yu Zhong.
Yeah, I mean, that Yuzhong, it's going to be pretty important here, and I think it's a really intelligent pick because Lapu Lapu was on the table. They could have easily said, oh yeah, we're going to fight 1v1, let's go and brawl all day long. 10 Seconds Gaming locking in the Hayabusa for themselves, and ooh, I'm not entirely sure about the Hayabusa pick here.
This early?
Yeah.
This early, and with Band still on point, you can kind of stop the wombo combos. And I don't like the fact that it's a Hayabusa going just head on against a Matilda.
Of all things,
yes,
right?
the Matilda allows for shadow kill to be neutralized. That's an additional body that you're sharing slashes with.
And not to mention, it revolves around, oh, if Matilda is there and anybody else is around, they could all jump right onto her.
Exactly.
And it just becomes super, really, really ineffective in a lot of situations. But, you know, let's benefit of the doubt, maybe they're looking to split push. They have the Benedetta as well. So that could be something that they could be playing around with their options, just holding back punches, trying to fake them out later on. Ling going to be the next ban for 10 Seconds Gaming, while Alter Ego going to be taking out the Lapu Lapu.
I don't know, man. I hate to beat a dead horse, but at what cost, really, are you going to be playing the mind games here? That is one hero. That is a big pick for Ashina, and you are, again, trying to force the game 3, trying to clutch it out, but again, there's only so much we can do. It's already in there. We're looking for another ban here for 10 Seconds Gaming Frost. They take out the Ling. On the other end, it's Alter Ego getting rid of the Lapu Lapu. I think they're looking to choke Selly Boy.
Ooh.
Oh no, they go ahead and get rid of Yam's earlier pick. That's going to be the Alice.
Yeah, I think that's a really smart option here because, again, Alice works absolutely great with the help of Matilda and as well as the help of Yuzhong as well in that Black Dragon form. It just it corrals everybody in a nice little space that Alice just absolutely loves destroying people in. And finally, it's going to be the Sylvana coming out of Alter Ego. So 10 Seconds Gaming, they're running out of options to kind of pick people off. Imperial Justice off the table now, so they have to kind of look for some hard CC elsewhere.
Both teams, though, have quite an easy go at tanks. I mean, it's only Jawhead and Sylvana that have been eliminated from the potential equation. So they still have, what, Baksha, Akai, Atlas. Atlas was doing well yesterday.
I don't necessarily agree with Atlas in this particular composition, especially for 10 Seconds Gaming. For Alter Ego, it might be a little bit beneficial. Even that's still arguable. The problem is that, again, like in the previous game, 10 Seconds Gaming, we're very linear. Atlas, extremely linear. He can't just come zooming out. He has to wait for that flicker to be online to catch people off guard.
That's why I'm thinking maybe Alter Ego would consider it. But right now, it's just not in the cards. They already have the Cho, which is more likely going to be played as a tank. So it's just 10 Second Gaming for us. We're waiting for their tank. I'm pretty sure they won't skimp on that. Right now, Alter Ego Esports, they still need to give Selly Boy a hero. By the way, Yusen Shin already taken out, so who can he pick? He can go for Lancelot. Roger, although relatively falling off, still a solid pickup here. Oh, they might show us how to Bruno. I don't know.
Yeah,
that's a possibility. Harley. Ooh. I like myself a jungle Harley.
Yeah, you know, the worst thing about like researching the number in terms of hero pool coming out for a lot of the MPL Indonesian teams, those guys really ridiculous sometimes. As you can see, their pool is very, very large.
How about both of them? How about we look for a core? Now I'll give you both of them. So that's going to be the Roger and the Claude. Most likely the Claude. Actually no. With Roger and Claude, yeah, it's Roger who's jungle, and then you put Claude in the gold lane. Now it's 10 seconds. Hold up. Ladies and gentlemen, cowbells. Put some cowbells up in here. Minotaur shows up.
Speaking of the Renaissance, the Renaissance is coming back.
I get one chef's kiss per series. This is it. Mwah. That's the one.
Woo, so early on,
That's
man.
the one.
Oh, this is going to be great.
Where's the beef? It's here.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be pretty nuts because we haven't seen Minotaur, again, very similar to the Atlas, except in terms of execution, a lot easier to perform, has some major impact into the game, but more importantly so, how in the world are they going to pull this off? Alter Ego just can take a couple of Purifies and kind of walk on out of there, so Battle Spell is going to be very, very important.
Yep, and again, we will take note of what that is once we enter the Land of Dawn. Get in. I have to make a confession real quick. I'm still on cloud 9, dude. Like, it's been a while since I've seen Minotaur. I'm pretty sure folks at home as well. So on behalf of everyone watching, we would like to say arigato gozaimasu for bringing out the Minotaur, because this is going to be fun. Like, especially they pull this off, by the way, because nobody expects this. So, all right, every day we get a nice comeback. We get a nice pick. This is the first one.
Yeah, this is going to be really interesting. I mean, oh boy, let's see how this goes, as Alter Ego is going to be looking to harass them very early on into the game, while the rest of the members of 10 Second Gaming Frost is looking to play for that team fight, that split push. They've got plenty of options, but lane dominance and pressure is going to be the name of the game for 10 Seconds Gaming Frost.
Here we go. It looks to be, I don't know, man. It looks to be that 10 Seconds Gaming Frost just wants to put on a show. But just the same, I trust that they're going to do well with this. It's a solid 1-3-1 for both of them. And again, let's take a look at the battle spells after this little skirmish. Ooh, the fight for the Little Wanderer. Who took it? Leo Murphy.
Leo Murphy was able to pick it up at that point in time, but I don't think it really bothers them a little too much here. I think at the end of the day, as long as they keep harassing them and keeping them on their toes, China, you better have his retribution. Yes, he does. Leo Murphy forced to go backwards, and Udil going to continue harassing the mid lane as much as possible.
Now, noting the battle spells, this is odd. It's 10 Second Gaming Frost with 3 of their Purifies.
Oh boy.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
So they're gonna essentially eat the Circling Eagle. They're going to eat the Way of the Dragon, and I don't know what else they're thinking here. This is interesting.
I would have expected it to be the other way around, but that's not all. Matilda getting some good damage onto Sheena as the rest of the team looks to rotate on out of there. The harass is there, and now they are forcing them back away from the Soul of Lava. Papa in trouble here. He's going to go for the full dive, and Selly Boy having the time of his life when in that Lycan form, getting some free stuff. Oh, he even checks the brush just in case, and now it's going to be another free kill as he comes and pounces on to get that piece of meat.
Oh, the Wolf gets the cow, ladies and gentlemen. 2-0 currently with about 1,000 gold ahead. Alter Ego Esports. Man, if the 5-6 minute choke earlier was soon, check this out. They're taking small camps already 2 minutes in.
Yeah, I mean, they're already, they're pretty ahead. They're 1K ahead at 2 minutes into the game. Not that big of a deal because 10 Second Gaming can easily come back off of this next big neutral objective with the turtle.
First turtle already up. Again, this new patch, ladies and gentlemen, just makes things a little faster, so there's more action all over. Now, Black Dragon form!
Yep, going in. Koro just buying some time. He can't turn around. He has to execute. Oh, he didn't get it off in time. Leo Murphy there to save the day. Third hit of G. Good no. Oh, Koro, he goes in for the full combo, gets it, and Leo Murphy realizes, oh boy, sorry, bro. I'm out of here. Gotta make a move. K-Fax, bye.
Okay, maybe a little too bold of Yam to think that they could have done that, especially since a lot of members were missing from Tekken Sense Gaming Frost. But right now, Selly Boy stole the purple. Oh, not a good look for Sheena.
Oh, yeah, this is going to be really difficult for Sheena. He really needs that purple of all things because he needs that. It allows him to rotate fast. It helps him clear camps really, really quickly as well because, again, he's very dependent on that energy. He gets hit by the Way of the Dragon. And speaking of which, Udil comes to try and harass him through, but now the Quad Shadow comes on out. It allows him to escape right after the Oki Shadow kill. Sheena, some really great mechanics there to keep himself alive.
All right, so far that was just Sheena not ready for it yet. Needs more items, and of course maybe a more concentrated amount of members, maybe just 1 or 2. But again, this is what we're talking about. Like the kind of hero that Matilda is, that Udil is playing, it just naturally counters what Shadowkill's trying to do.
Yep, and Koro having a little bit of a tough time after after a couple of games here, but Yam seems to be controlling the lane, even though he is a level down. Leo Murphy, oh wait, Yam coming in one more time. Can they win this out? But Yam, he's gonna get immediately by Sheena. He goes into his Black Dragon form, and Yam, he wanted more, but however, looking out on the bot side, Papa is on his way out, and Pai as well as Udil, making sure they are putting a lot of damage to allow Selly Boy to just easily clean up in that backside. Talk about dives. These guys fear nothing.
Love the use of the killing spree here, able to heal you up after a kill. So yeah, Selly Boy can just go ahead and go unpunished. But it looks like the answer for 10 Seconds Gaming Frost here is to mirror. Essentially, y'all take bottom, fine, we'll take top. And with Sheena and Koro, no doubt they're going to be able to push much, much faster.
Yeah, however, they still net themselves. They're able to defend down bot side. However, Udil is coming in hot, getting some good damage. That harass is so frustrating. And even though we do see the Papa on that Harith, it's starting to become really frustrating.
I'm feeling for Papa, actually. A lot of what he's been doing recently in the past 5 minutes of this game were very reactive, especially given that he is in the gold lane. It's just tough all over for this little white-haired boy. Seeing that he's sitting at 0-2-0, even with Mystery Shop, items are gonna come tough.
Yeah, Sully Boy is just getting so far ahead of the game. He's level 8, the highest level so far, and Sheena trying to catch up at level 7. But however, his buffs keep getting stolen away. And even though he does have that Soul of Lava for a good majority of the game, it's not as good as this rotation here. Zeva coming in with a massive ult just to slow them down. But the dive from Sully Boy, he does not care. The backline Koro looking to make things happen on that Benedetta. The final blow has come through. Gam now has overextended a 3-for-2 trade. An instigation of war, but 10 Seconds Gaming looking for more. Koro, all right, you know, Spread Eagle is going to be absolutely fine, but Koro should be able... Oh no! He misses right at the end! Doesn't get that extra kill.
I love the use of circling Eagle there at the full circumference, right at the opening of the jungle. I think Udil was planning for that, and he's like, okay, I can see that I have a Cyclone Eye here. I'm out. All right, good luck, Koro. And again, that's just the talent. That's just the skill, the mechanics that Alter Ego Esports has. And right now, I was going to say, man, that was the first trade that 10 Seconds Gaming Frost won, but in the end, they couldn't convert to anything, so it didn't amount to much. So I think at least if they keep building that up and if they can use the Minoan Fury here properly, the next time around, then maybe, just maybe, they got one. Oh, nice takeout onto Yam.
Yeah, these small skirmishes coming in from 10 Seconds Gaming Frost is looking a little bit more comfortable, especially between Sheena, if they mix it up with Koro. Oh no, Koro, speaking of which, he's going to get absolutely blasted here with the Blazing Duet coming in from Pi with the help of Leo Murphy and Svepna. He's going to be going down as well. Sully Boy making sure that he is getting some good work in with the help of Udil, making sure that he's bringing him down to at least 50% health, allowing Sully Boy to dive.
And look at this, right on cue. That's Sully Boy preparing for the second turtle of the game. And this guy knows he's got an internal clock. He's going to take the small camp and then go for the turtle. And I'm guessing rotate down bottom, but that's a lot of pressure crashing down on to Yam. But hold up, Leo Murphy picking a fight. Wave the dragon in.
It's just going to force him out. And Yam coming in with the Black Dragon form to say, hey, stay back. You're not getting this turtle. Not at all. Don't touch it. Don't come close.
Not even a sight. No.
Nope, not even good. Oh, wait, Leo Murphy taking quite a bit of dispersion damage. Sheena, he's getting close. Can he go in for the Oge Shadow kill? Yes, he does. And RNG was on his side, but he takes the Shadow back to pull him back into safety. Some good trades overall. Sheena getting big.
Oh, I think it was that moment that your boy Leo Murphy was looking for the Cyclone Eye, and he missed it. I think that's exactly what he needed. If he had a Cyclone Eye, he would have been fine. But I guess good for 10 Seconds Gaming Frost, he didn't, and they get the pick off on the tank. So I'm guessing, I don't know, are they conditioning Leo Murphy at this point? Are they saying, hey, don't dive in too much, because if you do, you're going to get a good taste of Sheena's katana. By the way, this young man sitting at 3-0-3. It's a great look for the Hayabusa right now.
Yeah, he's definitely catching him up. But looking over at Sully Boy, he's still significantly ahead of the
curve. Oh, in
here.
perspective,
Yeah.
definitely.
Which is, oh no, Sven, he needs to go in. He has no option. If he jumps back, he's just taking free damage. He has the Minoan Fury. He can actually do it right now. But again, he sees Leo Murphy and he's like, not the best option.
I'm still waiting for Papa to show up. Like, Papa, this is what? A throwback from 2019, man. The Minotaur and the Harriet. This is what everything was all about. And now there's new heroes part of this formula, but hold up.
All right, Zaman Cross has already popped up. Papa is now in a lot of trouble. However, the backline Pi is finally coming up with the Blazing Duet. Everything seems to be A-okay as Koro trying to make things work with the final blow. But Svenja, he finally is able to put that Berserk key. Can he get that ult down? Yes, he does. And this is the opportunity that 10 Seconds Gaming have been waiting for. But Yam is still holding on to his guts. Passive being procced twice in a fight. But that's not going to be enough with the amount of damage coming out of Obuyan.
Ooh, the 10 Seconds Gaming Frost comeback. They've done this, what, twice now? The 3-for-2? And so far, it's just a matter of turning it into something else. Sure, kills are good, gold is great, but you have to find a way to make this count on the map. And yes, they pushed mid, and now they have a great wave coming in from bottom. Top was surprisingly okay, like they were trading turrets. So now, First Lord definitely looks like they can contest.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they got a free turret off of that. They got a +1 on that kill. Now, they even stole away one jungle camp. Not that big of a deal, but if you look at the goal right now, it's looking a lot better compared to like 3 minutes ago.
They definitely did great to recover, but as we say that, man, Pi picks up the Corrosion Scythe, and now we know at least that if he wants to duel, he can.
Yeah, this is going to be pretty scary because inevitably Pi is going for that utility build. He doesn't have to go for that hard carry build. With the Corrosion Slive, sure, the on-hit effect is going to slow everybody just so that Selly Boy can finish them off.
And even Udil, I think Udil hurts at this point. Impure Rage, all of those wisps. Imagine the damage.
Ah, that's really gotta hurt. So, what is the macro play coming here from Alter Ego's side? Where are they going to prioritize their resources on the map?
It looks like they want to put pressure on bottom so that they're later on clear for Lord. And yeah, the heat signature from this team right now is just way down bottom. I don't know if this is the right thing, but it looks like they want to bear heavy on Papa.
Yep, and they're going to dive him straight away. Way of the Dragon as well as the Blazing Duet. Double Shinpo is not going to be enough to... sorry, not Double Shinpo, but the shields aren't going to be enough to actually pull them through on this side. However, Alter Ego still looking for options to make it happen. Harold is already down, but now it's going to be Shinya, the next to fall. Koro going in pretty hard here. Can he finish off this kill with Yam on his back? But Leomorphe is left by himself in the process of the fight. Sheena manages to come up on top 3 for 2 in favor of 10-second game Frost.
Again, that's another go at this unfortunate trade. And I think Alter Ego Esports, they now regret putting so many bodies down bottom, and they turned what should have been just a finesse move, you know, instead of a suave dodge into just a head-on collision. And at this point, 10 Seconds Gaming Frost, they've been winning more of those fights.
Yes, they have. And now Koro, once again, playing with fire here. Final blow already being used, getting his double slashes to kind of close the distance to get away, losing 50% of his HP. But I think this is just the beauty of Benedetta. It's like, oh, as long as you don't kill me, you don't get the gold, but I will absolutely destroy your wave control.
Right now, wave control is on either side. It's relatively at equilibrium. It's like these teams are actually freezing the waves on purpose. But if it were up to us right here, I think the Lord should be the next move. But right now, there's a big team fight. Black Dragon form.
Yeah, it's looking really, really good for Alter Ego. They've already chunked out. Koro here for the large majority of that fight. Koro goes down, and now the Blazing Duet. Oh my goodness, where did they all go? 10 Seconds Gaming didn't even stand a chance there as Papa tries to pop his ult. He dies before the first wave even comes out.
Oh, it's not looking good. As awesome as Sheena is having it, 6-0-5, ladies and gentlemen, this Hayabusa is having a fine time. Papa, not so much. I'd hate to say it, but it looks like the end is nigh. Man, 10 seconds away, this might just be it.
Yeah, and they're just going straight for the end. The Oki Shadow Kill going to be ineffective with minions around. And congratulations, that's going to be a 2-0 for Alter Ego.
Wow, our MPL Invitation champions, again, hungry from their heartbreaking defeat at the recently concluded Season 6 finals against RQ Hoshi from their home country of Indonesia. Come in strong here into M2, starting the day undoubtedly with dominance. I don't know, man. This puts 10 Seconds Gaming Frost in such a position wherein they have to reconsider. They have to reset hard, and they have to see, what did we do wrong? How can we fix that? And was it too soon to take out the Minotaur?
I think, you know, all in all, this is some high-level play coming off for Alter Ego, because even though they are losing the trade, they are literally losing the trades, if you can't translate it, you get literally nothing. So it's just the selection of timings for the fight for Alter Ego as well. It's just so good.
Yep, and right now, I just gotta say, man, Yam is just fitting in so well, all right? I don't feel the lack of the original lineup just yet, and just the same I can say for everyone else in the lineup. Sully Boy, Pi, Udil, Leo Murphy. He was a little messy, to be honest. He was a little messy with the show early on, but I guess it was all part of the plan.
Yeah, it definitely was all part of the plan, I suppose, but oh man, so heartbreaking to see, especially for 10 Second Gaming fans out there. But don't worry, this is the group stage. They're not under scrutiny for elimination just yet.
This is just the first game in this group. Once more, this is Group C, which a lot of people are calling the group of death.
It is so dangerous. Now, with that being said, you can catch the live stream of the mega event, Mobile Legends BangBang M2 World Championships 2020, held in Singapore's Shangri-La Hotel for free on MeWatch from the 18th to the 24th of January. A total of 12 teams from 9 countries, including RSG and EVOS SG from Singapore, competing for $300,000 USD. With that being said, I mean, guys, Singaporeans, support Team SG in the group stage.
It's going to be a longer day because we've got 5 more series coming at you. But right now, we're going to be throwing it over to our analyst, by the way, from the caster's desk. We're going to be signing off for now. My name is Leo. This right here is Gideon Q. Wolf, tell us what exactly went down between Alter Ego and 10 Seconds Gaming Frost.
I think it was a big snowball, and there were so many faults, I would say, in this Renaissance kind of lineup coming out from 10 Seconds Gaming Frost that Alter Ego Esports really exposed to us. My name is Wolf. Let's talk about that particular match. Now, maybe the first thing that we have to talk about here is the draft. In a way, this is, I would say, a win condition kind of draft. I mean, obviously, a win condition as a term is a totally different thing. But what 10 Seconds Gaming Frost did was a win condition type of lineup wherein you absolutely need that win condition, which was to land your ultimate. The Minoan Fury is such a volatile kind of skill right now, I would say, because it is dependent from you actually doing it. And not only that, you need to stack up on rage, right? That's the thing with Minotaur. And what Alter Ego Esports did was to expose that kind of weakness. That weakness being, if your rage is wasted, you will not get a valid team fight. And if you don't land your ultimate on this Minoan Fury, you are probably an anchor to your team. You do not supply anything else. It's not like even a Tiger with a lot of knockups. It's not like a hero that can invade into the jungle. There's so many problems that 10 Seconds Gaming Frost have with this Minotaur pick that Alter Ego Esports just literally just screwed through. Now, I want to say, with the items picked up by Alter Ego Esports, they were so standard at this point. There's really not much that you have to talk about. Maybe this Dreadnought armor picked up by Leo Murphy, which was so much value against all the physical damage out of 10 Seconds Gaming Frost. Obviously, you have the Benedetta and the Hayabusa. They were dealing so much damage. And when the Queen's Wings came out from Celiboy, when the breastplates coming out from both Yam and Pai came out, it's just really just easy for them to deal against the 10 Seconds Gaming Frost. Now, going back to what we were talking about, how conditional the lineup of 10 Seconds Gaming Frost was, it was really exposed by Alter Ego Esports even at the early stages of the game, particularly in the first minute or first 1 to 2 minutes, wherein Sheena on this Hayabusa tried to clear the mid lane and then go towards his own buffs, particularly that orange buff up top lane, where Alter Ego Esports just put in 3 of their heroes in there so that they can contest Sheena, and there's nothing that they could have done to actually salvage that fight because they are donning once again this Minotaur. Perhaps if you look back a few years back, a few months, actually it was years back. A few years back, the Minotaur is a hero that can save your jungle or can at least secure your jungle for you. But unfortunately, in this meta game that we have, it's no longer that effective. Now, the MVP of the match is Yam with a 3-6-4 performance on the Yuzong, just standing in for Ahmad's big shoes to fill for sure, but he's actually playing in the XP lane more so than Pai, for example. And this actually allowed Yam to just show off in this particular tournament. I really love how in the second game he utilized his ultimate, that Yuzong Dragon form, to be able to just be disruptive in teamfights. I think there was a very crucial clash up top lane where he was able to just stop Benedetta from moving out, was able to just control this Hayabusa as well as this Harith. Because if you think about it, the knockups or the knockbacks from the Yuzong ultimate is just way too potent that it actually just wins you the fights. It might even be there to kind of control the Minoan Fury, right? It's just so much disruptive force coming out from this Yuzong that it was unanswered by 10 Seconds Gaming Frost. Now, also have to take note, this Matilda is a hero that you really will have to look at when you are red side, which is the second pick. Do you actually give out the Matilda to your opponents? The trade-off for 10 Seconds Gaming was actually the Benedetta. And looking at the highlights, for sure, Alter Ego Esports also took over the map in the early stages of the game. Like what they're doing right now, they're trying to just be aggressive against 10-second Game Frost. And even when 10-second Game Frost are kind of winning those skirmishes, if you're looking at the economy, it's always on the side of Alter Ego Esports. Look at the top part of your screen where the map is, and this was a very good fight coming out from 10-second Game Frost. Look at Yam, however, with this very disruptive usage of the ultimate. For sure, these clashes we're gonna be favoring of 10 seconds Gaming Frost, but I would want you to look at that wonderful ultimate coming out from Zevnea, but unfortunately that was the last thing I will see about that. A pick off into the bottom lane coming out from Alter Ego Esports, just making it sure that they are aggressive against 10 second Game Frost, but the Japanese squad were able to just return it back. And I love the usage of the Hayabusa, but this clash happened, and we might be pausing here because this is such a wonderful recovery coming out from Alter Ego Esports. Do take note very quickly that the Yuzong came from this side and was able to just time his ultimate properly so that in the middle where everybody was clumped up, and you know what's gonna happen if you're all clumped up together against a Yuzong, against all the ultimates. The Blazing Do It was far from perfect. Actually, this particular area that you're seeing your screen right now encircled is just way too good for Alter Ego Esports. The ultimates have been spent already on the side of 10 seconds Gaming Frost. If you're looking at their of the green dots in their icons, and what happens now is that because they didn't have their ultimates, the timing was then so perfect for the Claude as well as the Yuzong to come in and punish 10 seconds Gaming Frost. Obviously, that was a wonderful clash, and they snowballed from their Alter Ego Esports. They just disrupted the win conditions from 10 seconds Gaming Frost, and then eventually just took over the game. A masterful display coming out from one of the best teams in the world. Technically speaking, the best team in the world right now off of a recent championship, at least in Southeast Asia. I mean, not in the world yet, but in Southeast Asia. But we'll see if they do bring more action, right? Because they are going to be facing up against Ren Esports for sure. And that was a rematch of the recently concluded Southeast Asian tournament that we have. Now, let's talk a little bit about 10 Seconds Gaming Frost, how they can recover. They still have one more match, and that is also against Ren Esports, a team that's also very strong. If they do show us a little bit of a mix-up, something that is not too crazy that you will go back to the Minotaur, maybe something so flexible like the Harriet, for example, like the idea. But maybe if they show us something else that's outside of the meta or very, I would say, signature for their style, maybe they can net the victory. But that has been it for my analysis of that 2-game series between 10 Seconds Gaming Frost and Alter Ego Esports. More of M2 when we come back after this break.
Chivalry is dead. I will revive it. I've got a bullet with your name on it.
Download for free. Mobile Legends BangBang.
Welcome to Mobile Legends!
Go win, go win. My chicken win.
A knockout.
Victory!
Huh? We'll be competing in a 1v1 best of 1 elimination ladder match, except for the semifinals and finals where it will be a best of 3. Before we start the fight, we have to talk about the rules for a bit. Both players will only be allowed to play in the mid lanes and cannot touch any other minions from other lanes. Both players cannot kill any neutral creeps except for the Little Wanderer in the river. The winner is determined by whoever gets the first 3 kills or destroys 2 mid lane towers first. With all the formalities out of the way, let's get into the game.
Boom! They trade 1 for 1.
Oh my goodness, a double coming in from Fenrir, but that's not gonna be enough. Ace will advance forward. Now one more kill would have done it for one shot right here, and he's looking for the jab, and he's landing those left hook. Yep, one shot will move on to our next round. Coco's already breaking in towards the tier 2, and this might just actually end the game with only a kill, and it will be Coco advancing forward to the next 1v1 with Paquito. He's only got seconds left until his ult comes back up, and he's going for the dive, and he gets another one, and that will secure the win for EJ right here, 3-0. Well, Tiku is still hoping to bait him in towards the target range and perhaps even the score lines to 2-2, but he should have actually recalled way early on.
Double KO strike plus the execute, using the jab just to close the distance. The rotations are coming out faster for the side of 4 minutes. Double flurries, and he finally gets the heavy left hand with the jab. Oh my goodness, that was too close.
Alright, those were intense rounds, but right now we will be moving to the top 8.
And now we do have Ace from Burmese Goals taking on Eunice de los Volt, and my goodness, they're already going at it by the corners of the river, and it will be a first blood for Ace.
One shot going in for the full combo, but Ace still able to edge it out. The execute, such a powerful spell. This has just been an absolute game changer here in this Paquito 1v1 challenge.
Ace now wins the entirety of this 1v1, and he proves to be the better Paquito. It's Brand versus Brand. We've got EJ versus Coco. Now let the dances begin. Wow, great KO strike going over on towards EJ, and EJ gets first blooded, and Coco with a great start. And they go jab for jab. Oh, the parry comes true, and EJ, he takes this one.
And EJ, gonna cap 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 but he's still a level up and he has the item advantage.
Indeed, and now it's going to be a little bit of moves coming in. Jabs landing off with his Omlet, finishing off the member of DMX, and it seems like Evo's SG will advance forward.
The hero is actually really fun. I was quite surprised how fun it was. The combos and the element of surprise. So I think like even the game that I lost to Curtizy, he kept the brush and he just comboed me. I didn't expect it, and I think in general the hero has a lot of potential, and even for like casual viewers, I think it will just be very satisfying in general.
Nếu tha lấy hero nên đổ với hiện bạn đây thì các skill với hàng nhảy nhảy chứ kia nhảy nhảy hay ta nhưng cái tập skill bỏ hero nó tăng về thay trên mà phải mấy chân còn một hai giờ bạn đây thấy auto bạn thì hero mình vậy đây rồi sẽ đặt nhóm hero nó cho chỉnh skill với lọ thằng tha bây giờ combo tôi thấy skill với lướt hay đừng combo nó tăng.
I think it's hard, yeah. I feel Pakito is a very fast-paced hero. He requires a lot of mechanics. He won't be a very simple hero for most players. Pakito has this passive where when you hit 4 parts, you'll change to a different stance. And every time you change to a different stance, your whole skill will reset. And you have to take note of the cooldowns also. So it's not very easy to just tap and play it.
To find out who will be the champion, don't forget to check out our next episode of the Pakito Challenge.
Sir.
Download for free. Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
Welcome to the Mobile Legends BangBang World Championship M2, all powered by Muton and supported by Singapore Tourism Board and Skoga. We would like to thank our partners in esports IMDA for making this possible, and that includes you guys that are watching the stream right now. Don't forget to share the stream to let more people know about the action that's coming up in the group stages of M2 that's happening right now.
You know what? Going from zero to hero is made possible in Singapore. So make sure you are following Singapore Tourism Board's official Instagram account. Visit _Singapore and do not forget to use the hashtag #PassionMadePossible to share your fondest memories of Singapore.
That's right. And if you guys were wondering, what is Skoga? Skoga is a NTUC associate championing esports talents and careers in Singapore since 2008. Wow, that's been a long time. And of course, they've been nurturing great talents on board. And speaking of Singaporean talent here, this match is definitely going to be a big one for the local team of EVOS SG as they'll be facing DreamHack Esports.
Definitely. EVOS SG, this is their last dance. So they have to make it count. Now, there are a lot of things happening here for the side of EVOS SG. But for DreamHack, I do think that they are, kind of a bit chill, just want to absorb the pressure or absorb the nature of this tournament and just have fun.
That's right. And of course, since this is going to be our very first time on board sitting and casting together on the desk, of course, if you guys haven't noticed, my name's Contra and this is Butters right here. And well, we've seen quite a lot of great actions coming into Group A as well as Group B. This will be our official first match for Group C as well as Group D. And I'm looking at this sort of the group where these two teams, they are stuck here with our RQ Hoshi. So do you expect that there's going to be any sort of upset coming in to be able to topple that powerhouse to be securing that playoffs round?
I mean, it all comes down to preparation. These teams have the capability to do so just because these are the best teams in the world. They wouldn't be here if they weren't the best. So that means I can see RQ Hoshi having a bit of a problem, but if RQ Hoshi has good preparation as well, that might be something that EVOS SG and DreamHack might want to look into.
Yeah, of course, we'll be having the standings on your screens coming up to show you the scores as of the moment. If you guys did miss out on any, not to worry, as we got you covered right here. So on Group C, we've just witnessed a performance coming from Alter Ego Esports that have been able to secure a 2-0 win against 10 Seconds Gaming Frost. We were actually watching some of the matches there, and boy, 10 Seconds Gaming Frost, they really bring in the pain, and they almost had a really good fight, but Alter Ego Esports managed to put the full stop at the very end and still managed to reign supreme.
There are reasons why you do not go for the Minotaur, and 10S Gaming Frost showed us how they do it, and they almost took that win. But they could not really turn those wins into objectives, which means it doesn't really count as much. But for Alter Ego Esports, even without Ahmad in their, lineup, they are still looking strong, and that is scary.
Indeed, and they are really showing strength from every single aspect that they haven't really shown signs of like, okay, I'm gonna give you an objective for free, and I'll take the other. Like they absolutely took everything whenever the chance presents itself. But on the second game, where we just saw 10S Gaming Frost pop up with things like Hayabusa, of course it was kind of like a surprise pick. Like they didn't know what to expect. But hey, Benedetta right now is in the interesting state because it's either being banned away or highly picked and contested by many of these teams, having some great win rates today.
And looking at the stats yesterday for day number 1, I think Benedetta had the highest contested rate in the whole day. So that means with highly contested pick with a high win rate as well. I think she was at 71%. That is going to be something that the other teams need to look at. I mean, if you use the Benedetta, then that might be your formula to win.
Yeah, I guess the mobility is a little bit too high for
some of all these players to, just get a grasp. It's like, is he going to be running down at me or not? So, with that being said, of course, we go in towards that sort of the tier crafting later on, right after this entirety of the draft, because we want to see who will these two teams be fielding today. Starting off, we do have the hometown favorites, EVOS SG, with Pokemon off lane, Soul as fodder, Aeon as the multi-role, JPL as a major support, and Potato coming in as an assassin or marksman.
Aeon, a previous RSG member. Right now, he is the shot caller for the side of EVOS SG. And man, look at this talented lineup, and they're really aiming to bring the pain here in the M2 World Championship.
That's right, and Pokemon being, the later addition to this lineup, and he, after, 2 seasons, he finally solidified himself to prove that, hey, he is one of the most solid off-laners coming in from the MYSG region, now facing off against the champions of Brazil, DreamHack Esports. We got Nyx, Cabral, Luis, Holmes, as well as Make.
I'm really excited what DreamHack will bring to the table for the M2 World Championships. Seeing that a lot of the teams that we thought that were behind the meta use that 15-day, quarantine. Just get an idea what's being done here, what's effective, and I want to know what twist and flavor are they bringing to the table for those kinds of strategies.
You definitely know that they do have the flair with the Samba moves coming right in. So, well, we've seen that the boys coming from the DreamHack side has been relatively friendly. Of course, we do keep our social distance, of course.
Yeah.
We saw the 1v1 Paquito challenges as well. Yeah, they did struggle a little bit, but hey, they were having a whole lot of joy. Speaking of which, we got a whole lot of great stuff that's coming your way throughout the entirety of the M2 itself. Now, getting prepared for this match, what are your expectations being set here between, this matchup within EVOS SG as well as DreamHack?
I mean, EVOS SG are the clear favorites here just because we have more data on them, but you can never ever count out DreamHack because DreamHack really has a surprise factor. I mean, we've watched a bit of their scrims and we watched the, Brazilian national championships, and I gotta say that in Brazil, their scene is getting very competitive. Like against Team Solid, they won against them, but it was a nail biter.
Yeah.
So that means these are the teams who, the Brazilian teams could get really competitive if they wanted to. But the question right now is, if you're facing the world in the world stage, how will you fare up?
That's right. And remember this, the previous sort of the World Championship that was hosted back in Malaysia, EVOS SG did not make it out of groups. Could this be a curse, or, this is the time for them to finally make their sprint in towards the playoffs and finally prove themselves as not only the best in Singapore at one point, but towards the world?
Surely they have to, but there is a big obstacle that is within their, certain group, which is RRQ Hoshi for a lot, but they have to take things in perspective. They have to move one game at a time. So right now, don't think about anything else. Just move one game at a time. Face DreamHack now, then plan against RRQ later.
That's right, and all they have to do is take one step at a time. And now I'm looking at the side of EVOS SG. I'm relatively sure that they have been able to still stick to their sort of game plan where they have a really solid early game. And as long as they make sure that they don't really have any sort of hiccups in the early game, things might actually go their way towards a sort of draft that's focused on towards the mid towards the late game, and well, they could possibly play around the edges to just push their way through with those objectives.
Yeah, I mean, EVOS SG, when we talk about them, it seems like it's always the opportunist. They can punish anyone.
That's right.
But the thing is, will the opportunity present itself? Sometimes you have to make the opportunity on your own.
True.
It happens.
Yeah, like, if it comes, you better take it, or else you won't really get that sort of second chance at all. And speaking of which, some of the key players that we really have to look out for, in my opinion, Soul. Like, other than Soul, JPL has already been there. These two players has been there since the start of EVOS SG, and now with the final Hura, it definitely means a whole lot that they are currently playing in their home cell. Back then, a couple of metas ago, we see him really shining on the Xbox, and now it's pretty much of a fighter meta as well. So, what were your thoughts on that?
I mean,
actually?
Seoul isn't, this isn't a foreign feeling for him. Like, he's been through the significant tournaments of MLBB. He's been there ever since the start of EVOS SG. So this guy is going to be the X factor. I think it depends on him on how he reads the map. I mean, this guy has high mechanics, has a wide hero pool. He has a lot of stuff to show us. But I think for Seoul right now, he doesn't feel any pressure. It's just because he experienced this already.
Yeah, and not only that, combo with Potato, who really plays some great roles as well, and Aeon being the backbone of it all. I definitely think that this is a very all-round team in general. For the side of DreamHack, they just have that sort of flair, like they try to go aggressive, but sometimes when you go a little bit too aggressive, you definitely seen some games where, you open up some sort of the area where teams can actually punish you for overextending or even dives that were not really planned